hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
Talk your shit, bite your lip, ask for a car while you ride that zuck. Hello, welcome back to a new video. Give me 2 seconds. Now that we're alone, welcome back to a new video. As you can tell, I'm in a very good mood, and I like to film when I'm in a good mood because if I don't film when I'm in a good mood, you will never see this. First of all, get into this gig. I bought this Tom of Finland t-shirt that was very expensive, and I bought it a long time ago. Then I bought it in a size that was a bit small, and now it fits me again because I've been exercising. I really hope I'm in focus. Should we maybe try sitting on the floor? Should we get down to, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get down to business to defeat the Huns. Anyway, can I tell you what's shit about the way that I speak? Editing these videos is a nightmare. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fabi, and for those of you who do know me, I am so goddamn sorry. I will pay for your therapy when I'm rich. And welcome to another video. Today is gonna be my first story time. I've never told a story on this channel, and I would like to. You know, J.K. Rowling, she's been dethroned because she's a transphobic piece of shit, and now I wanna be, I won't make a Harry Potter. Definitely not anything that profound, but you will hear some stories about my life because honestly my life is kind of a mess, or it was. Now I'm very boring. I've reached 22, I go home before 10. I can't stay out after 12. I can't do it. Don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. This t-shirt is very fitting because today we're gonna talk about sex, baby. We're gonna talk about you and me. Mom and Dad, if you are watching this video, please stop. I need to put some lip eyes on because, speaking of men, someone sent me my own photo on Instagram the other day and said, this photo is really nice, the only thing you needed was some chapstick. For those of you who follow me on Twitter or follow me on any social media, you know that I always tweet about bad sex experiences or bad date experiences that when I have them, like those what's your worst date experience, what's your worst hookup experience I've had. So today I thought, you know what, let me get your boots and your coat for this way. This story is not a great story. It's also pretty short. It's not one of the longer stories, but it is still good in that it is ridiculously humiliating for me. So we're gonna talk today the worst date that I've ever been on. Arguably the worst date that I've ever been on. Shoo. The dates that I've been on, I've been on some dates, ma'am. Some guy invited me to a date to an abandoned hospital. I said no. You will be pleased to know I did say no. This is the story time of my worst ever date. And you might be thinking, Fabi, can a date be that bad? And the answer is yes. I was in matric. My standards were low, my mood even lower, and I thought, this man is very hot. He actually has a jawline without a beard, so he must be some sort of godly figure, and I need to go on a date with him because he's paying me some iota of attention. And I know what you're thinking, Fabi, that's really, really sad, and I was. But now, I've gone from a 4 to a solid 6.5. So this man is giving me attention, and I'm like, ooh, I'm 18, he's 26. It's only 8 years. You don't even question what a 26-year-old wants with an 18-year-old. Maybe it's because he's a child. And I age at the beginning of the year. My birthday's on the 5th of January. Capricorn gang was 18. So everything was legal, everything was fine. Just because it's legal also does not mean that it's ethical. If older men, because now that I'm 22, I realize 26 is not that old, but when I was 18, 26 is a hell of a lot older than me. Don't go on dates with them, because chances are, why don't people their own age want to date them? What have they done to people their own age that they don't want to date them? Think about that and don't go on a date with them. I was sane. This man worked at EY when he thought he was really hot and really intelligent, and at that time I was like, ooh, he's so interesting and intelligent, but he worked in accounting. It wasn't actually that interesting, you know, the fact that he did accounting was in his entire personality, but he also had, these man titties that were sent straight from God. So at this point, He asked me out on a date and I was like, wig, let's go on a date, let's do this, you're very hot, I have low self-esteem, let's do this. And we did, and we went on a date and it was lovely. Went to JB's Corner at Santon City. For those of you who do not know where it is, it's a lovely restaurant, it has a nice little balcony. Went there and at my big age of 18, I was like, oh my god, he let me eat a tramezzini in front of him. Maybe he'll eat my tramezzini. But he didn't. We went on a date and he got drunk. And that wasn't a red flag. I was wearing, my glasses were rose colored. Every red flag was just looking neutral to me. So he got shit-faced on our first date. And I was like, oh, this is love. Went on a date and I went home to my parents, you know, just skipping, like, yes, I've met the one. And then he didn't speak to me for like 3 days. And then he did message me and he was like, hey, do you want to go out again this Friday? And I was like, I've been listening to a lot of Taylor Swift because you didn't reply to me, but maybe, fine, on another date. And this was the date, the nightmare date. So I go there. Now I don't drive, I only got my license when I was 20 and I'm 18 now, so this is still 2 years until I have my license. So I spend money on an Uber. Go to Santon City, we agreed to meet at 7. And I'm standing outside JB's Corner. At this point, I wore jeggings, okay? I hated my body and I wore jeggings because I thought this will look fine, these will look cool, I'm gonna look pretty, my ass looks great in these. It didn't, but I wore them. So I wore jeggings and a denim jacket and my mom's vintage Mickey Mouse sweater, which in retrospect was very cute. I wore that, but I thought I was fierce. All queens think they fierce, I said, all queens and me. There I stood, patiently waiting, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and the man outside Doppio was like, hey, do you maybe want to come in and sit down? Like, you can have a coffee, wait for whoever you're meeting. And I was like, no, and I'm not being stood up. I waited an hour and 15 minutes because homeboy was at drinks with his friends from work and got drunk and couldn't drive to Santon City, so he walked, and it took him like 40 minutes to walk to Santon City, and it should have taken him 10. So then he walked to Santon City and we met there and he was late and I was very upset. But again, remember, standards in the ga'a. I said, yes, daddy, I do. Give me brain like NYU. I was so drunk. And then we order food. Okay, now I was eating lightly because I was poor. I was a cashier, so I couldn't really afford anything, and this man was wild and out, so I just didn't know like what I was gonna be able to afford, what I wasn't gonna be able to afford, you know, like if I was gonna actually pay for things. And this is where it gets interesting because we order food, he orders alcohol, and alcohol is expensive. He says to me, I left my card in my car, so you're gonna have to pay for dinner. Not, would you please mind? I made a mistake. I made a boopsie. I have to go in the forever box. You're gonna have to pay for dinner. So I said, sure, okay, and I paid for dinner. And then we're having dinner, and he says to me, yeah, look, hey, I have to be honest with you. I really don't think this is gonna work. But I think you're cute, so if you want to come back to my place, but maybe, like, if you're still keen, I really don't want to date you, but like, do you still want to go have sex later? Sir, let me gather myself real quick. You're dumping me. I think this was like our 3rd or 4th date. You're dumping me, I'm 18, now you want to go have sex after I've eaten a whole ass tramezzini. Again, that was spicy, so I don't know if y'all know how gay sex works, but that's just, if I wanted to have sex, I would have had ice for dinner. The other issue was that he had sobered up and now was supposed to drive me home because I lived 10 minutes down the road, and that was the deal. So this man, after dumping me, making me pay for dinner, and arriving an hour and a half late and being drunk, still took me to his house, tried to get me to come upstairs and have sex with him, and then when I said no, got angry with me, and then I still had to order an Uber home from his house because I wouldn't have sex with him, so he wouldn't drive me. And I think I listened to What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger about 15 times by Katie Clarkson, and it didn't kill me, and it did make me a little bit stronger. And that is the story of my worst date. Imagine you spend, my hair do be looking quite nice though. Imagine you spend like 400 Rand on a dinner and then you get dumped. that is the story of my worst date. Please leave a comment down below telling me what a story of your worst date is. Tell me what your worst date is, your worst experience is, and tell me. And if you like me, get help. And if you don't, please don't tell me, I'm very fragile. If you like this video, please leave a comment, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. You know you want to? I can see that 49% of my viewership does not come from my subscribers. Thank you to the 51% of you that do actually watch my videos. And please, if you are watching this video and you want to see more of my bullshit, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and share this video wherever you can. I'm also on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm not on Facebook because fuck Mark Zuckerberg. I'm joking because everything's owned by him, isn't it? If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter @ is @thefabipinero. Lady Gaga follows me, Sophie Addison follows me. So what's your excuse? Really? I'm basically famous. And follow my Instagram, which is also @thefabipinero, where I sometimes post some very nice content and sometimes I post pictures of my food and pictures of plants, and you're just gonna have to deal with it because I'm a gay man in my 20s and we post pictures of our plants. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. And if I don't blame you. Bye.